Welcome to Curious Academy. This is Shantanu Bhosale. India's quarter 2 GDP numbers are absolutely insane and surprising. Bharat rocked and the world shocked as USA has imposed 50% tariffs on Indian exports to USA, giving excuses of purchasing cheap Russian oil amid Russia-Ukraine conflict and fueling the war. Many economists have predicted quarterly growth of 7.4%, but India has achieved 8.2% in second quarter of July to September 2025. Chief advisor V. Ananta Nageshwaran now expects growth for financial year 25-26 to be around at 7%. These GDP numbers are significant because Donald Trump has put 50% tariffs on Indian exports to USA in month July at the ending time, and the GDP numbers of quarter 1 were 7.4% at that time. Trump tariffs weren't imposed. The strong growth we have achieved came before the impact of GST cut rates implemented in September recently, which also showing us economic strength as the MRP have came down for most of the products and services, so there is more disposable income in the hands of citizens. Let's take an example. Suppose someone buys a 10 lakh car which cost around 9 lakhs after GST 2.0, so there is saving of around 1 lakh which he or she will either spend, thus boosting the economy, or will invest in the assets. The growth we have achieved is broad based across manufacturing, construction, services, agriculture, and consumption. However, there are concerns regarding private investment as there is fear among private enterprises of for demand related as they are not investing money. Besides, there are external global risks such as Trump tariffs, other conflicts around the world. Trump tariffs are amongst the highest for us at about 50%. Other such country was Brazil, which USA has imposed, but recently USA has reduced the tariffs on Brazil because of high inflation seen in US economy. This data is been released by Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. The data as we see here is insane because in case of countries, quarter 1 is highly productive than quarter 2, but we have performed well in this quarter 2 and quarter 3rd GDP numbers will include the impact of GST rate cuts, and then there is festive season in which Indians do a lot of economic activities. If we are on trajectory of 8% growth in the third quarter, then we will be somewhere around 7 to 7.5% GDP growth for financial year 25-26 amidst this chaos of unstable US president and global conflicts happening. Let me tell you, this is a slap given by Bharat citizens to those who were telling Bharat as a dead economy. As you can see, we have achieved highest GDP numbers in this quarter. In first Q1, we have achieved GDP growth of 7.8%, and in last year Q2 we had achieved 5.6% GDP number. This means we have achieved a phenomenal number as well, highest number in last 6 quarters. There are two approaches while calculating GDP. First is production based approach, which includes gross value added and looking at all sectors. And second is expenditure approach, which is calculated commonly. We calculate it as consumption plus investment plus government spending plus net exports. Key drivers of growth in Q2 financial 26 are rural demand is revived due to improved agriculture output. As you know, this year monsoon has been good throughout country and rural income has also increased. There is festive season boost in automobiles, electronics, etc. during Navratri and Dasera shoppings. There is also rise in digital payments and e-commerce activity. Our manufacturing has shown robust growth. There is strong domestic demand and there is lower input cost pressure due to inflation has come down and companies are also profited by it. Other than that, construction sector has also grew. There is a lot of spending in public infrastructure. Real estate has gained momentum. Housing demand has also been increased due to RBI has lowered repo rate, which is significant when interest rates are low to customers. In service sector, it has been particularly financial sector, real estate, professional and business services are major contributor. There are travel and hospitality trends. As we know, people are exploring different parts of the country, and IT enabled services also showed momentum. If we talk about agriculture sector, it generally grows around 3 to 4%, and at this time it grew by 3.5% in it was good monsoon distribution is a major reason. As monsoon is good, the overall crop output is higher and there are better farm incomes. Strength in rural demand is being reflected by high tractor sales, FMCG growth, and higher services spending on services in rural economy. Other than this, in external sector contribution, we have seen a growth. It's not like that Trump has placed tariffs or our exports are finding alternative markets which we didn't shatter our export economy. There is better macroeconomic environment as inflation has softened, which has helped in real income rise as the government has placed nil tax up to 12 lakhs per financial, which has put the money in the hands of citizen. Credit availability has been improved. As this was the fastest GDP growth in the past 6 quarters amidst the US tariff war, it also shows our domestic resilience amid global slowdown. It shows broad based growth in sectors such as industry, manufacturing, services, rural plus urban consumption. It also suggests potential for Bharat to sustain 7 to 8% medium term growth, which is required for our long term goals of Viksit Bharat till 2047. If we look at China from 1990 to 2020, nearly 3 decades, it maintained double digit growth per year. If Bharat also wants to go in that direction, we must achieve double digit growth. This is why this 8.2% growth is significant. Risk. Private investment is still weak. Our long term growth requires strong industrial investment. The growth we have seen is heavily dependent on consumption and government expenditure. External headwinds. As the globe has now become more volatile than ever before, which we will which war may start when we can't predict. As we see in Russia-Ukraine conflict, Middle East also unstable, so there are external factors which are also fluctuating commodity prices as we see in rise of edible oil in 2023 when Russia-Ukraine war started as we imported majority of soybean from Ukraine in 2023 and there is slowing global demand. Another external factor as China is flooding its overproduced goods in the world at dirt cheap prices. Thank you for watching Curious Academy. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.